We had a division rivalry between the Mets and the Phillies. The ballpark was full. It was a really lively atmosphere, but at the time I just thought I was sitting down to do a regular baseball game.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And I don't know how to describe that when you don't know what's going on, but you know it's special.
The afternoon was spent on pins and needles. I wasn't watching sports that night.
What's the story, people? As you can tell, this is the night Osama bin Laden was killed. I can't even imagine what you must have been going through. Being in the country after what happened in that, it must have been crazy finding out that. I remember back here in the UK, and I was living in Ireland back then, it was big news. It was massive, massive news. Everywhere you went, you heard about it. So I can't picture what it must have been like in the United States. Wow. Sorry, just have to get out of there. Let's go.
Another packed house here at Citizens Bank Park and an awfully nice night for a ball game here in Philadelphia. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, Sunday night baseball. It's always a rivalry when a New York team and a Philadelphia team get together.
I think for the most part we respected one another, but I think certainly we didn't like each other.
When I was wearing red and white pinstripes, I couldn't stand orange, black, and blue. I just couldn't.
The Mets-Phillies rivalry, it's based on proximity. There's a little bit of a big brother, little brother issue going on, I think.
It's always extra special, obviously. That rivalry was always electric atmosphere.
Even in our production meeting prior to, I remember someone making the point that this is the only show in town. And by that, I mean really the only major sporting event going on across the country. And that's not often the case.
0-2 count on the lead. And a swing and a foul tip held by Paulino. Lee strikes out. One down.
Watching the game, we have monitors here, watching Twitter on the laptop, and the White House reporters that I follow. They started talking back and forth about the president has called a news conference.
Our news editor, Claire Smith, passed a note along at some...
I'm not sure about you guys. Just watching this, you're getting chills. Because it's things that don't happen. Randomly, the president, not randomly, but the president saying there's going to be a news conference. And people are like, what could it be? What could it be? I feel like back then, things were bigger, because it's not easy to access information back then. It was just 2011. Social media wasn't that big. Now I feel like everyone knows instantly. Back then, you have to know people to find out information before anyone else. I can't just imagine what everyone. Oh my God! It goes to say, what's that saying? So many things happens that we don't want to find out because they're not big news. The United States military are doing so many big operations that we don't know. That we don't find out. Because it's not like, it's not big news to us, but to them, they're doing so many things every single day. That's mad.
Point to me, POTUS news conference tonight. To me, honestly, I'm locked in on what's going on in the field. I'm not even factoring in what this could mean.
And Young strikes him out as the Phillies leave the bases loaded here in the 7th inning.
It was a one-run ball game. The tying run was on base, and Ryan Howard's coming up. But all of a sudden, you become aware of something else.
I looked down at my phone, and I got a text from a buddy who always watched games, and he said, they got bin Laden.
Bobby nudged me with his elbow and showed me his phone. This isn't in the play-by-play handbook. They don't tell you how to deal with this one.
There were rumors that Osama bin Laden had been, the United States had got him, and that they'd killed him.
Tom Archer, our producer, right away said, we're trying to corroborate it. Don't say anything yet. We're preparing a statement. So you try to put it out of your mind for a second, and you keep calling the game.
They've only got 2 hits in this game. They've got 3 hits in this game. Mayberry getting the wave. The throw from Bay, not in time, and the Phillies have tied it.
When we understood what was happening and that this was less a rumor and more fact, we said we're going to bring the announcers on camera at the end of the 8th inning.
Ground ball to second, inning over. Some breaking news for those of you who have been with us on the ball game. ABC News is reporting that Osama bin Laden has been killed, and a presidential news conference is upcoming momentarily.
Do you know what? I can't think of any other country that an event will be going on and there will be. I feel like today it's just different. There's too many controversy. People, we're not together. Like, people wouldn't want to hear that kind of news today, in my opinion. I feel like there's no togetherness. Like, there's literally no more togetherness today. Like, we're so divided as human beings, especially like I feel like in the UK over here, people are just so divided. Just people are part of the far right, far left. Like, back then, no matter what you believe in, when things like this happen, you come together. I'm sure it must have been the same in the US back then. Today, if this happened in the US today, I don't think it'd be big news. Like, some people will care, but like, it's not like people are like, oh, okay. Because like back then, people just care because people came together. When I watched the boat lift, people helping each other. No matter where you're from, you're black, you're white, it doesn't matter who you are. That is gone out the window now. Everyone is for them. Not everyone, but like most people are so selfish now. They don't care anymore. It's so sad. Let me know. Do you guys see this happening today? If there was a game going on, do you feel like the broadcasting company, they would announce it? I don't think so. Because they'll be scared that someone might complain that why are you doing that that's affecting me somehow. Someone's always gonna complain. That's the world we live in today. Let me know what you guys think.
I think thereafter, we had our eyes open for when that bit of news was going to find its way into the 40,000 plus people who were at Citizens Bank Park.
At the very beginning of the 9th inning, my now wife, fiance at the time, just happened to be on her phone, I guess. It wasn't the most entertaining game for her.
On CNN, an article popped up about, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like bin Laden has been killed. And then, I turned to my fiance and said, hey, look at this is something.
My friend next to me, she suddenly lets out a, oh my God, we killed bin Laden. After that, everything changed.
Got a chant of USA as the news goes through the crowd.
There were two events going on at once. One was a baseball game, and one is a hugely significant world event, which people, one by one, are finding out about around the ballpark.
I feel like it's such a weird one. Someone just died, but you're happy about it. But we should do. It's such a crazy one. Like, we shouldn't be happy that someone just died. But of course, what they did is so messed up that, like, people are like, am I meant to be celebrating? Obviously, you're happy that it happens because Osama bin Laden is gone and all the atrocities is gonna stop for a while. But you're still thinking, what about the people that are gone? They're never gonna come back. Like, so many lives that has been lost. Imagine being connected to someone that was in the Twin Towers, that you were like the firefighters. So many people died. So many people died. Because I was always thinking, when I was younger, I never fully understood the whole situation. I just thought, okay, 2 planes went in. Because I was so young and daft. I thought people that were on the floor that the plane went through, that's people that died. It didn't occur to me like the whole building came down, the firefighters, a lot back because you're so young, you don't think of all these things. I just remember everyone being very adulty, that like everyone started acting like an adult. Like there was no messing about. Everyone was serious that day in the UK. And also the day that don't think I can remember because of the time zone. It must have been that my dad or my mom was taking. The only thing I can remember was I think my dad was taking me to school. He must have been dropping me to school. Yeah, I think I can remember that. It's weird that when things happen, you don't forget where you are. You do not forget where you are. Like, one of the things that comes back to me that it's such a sad story. Like one of my mates, this is so sad, but you know, I feel like talking about it helps a lot. So one of the lads, picture this here. I went on a holiday where one of the lads here, there's about 8 of us. We went to, was it Budapest? We went to Hungary, yeah, Budapest, for someone's stag. It's getting married. And then a week later, I got a message. I was in bed. I was lying in bed with my girlfriend. And then a message came through that died. And I remember, I think it was like 7 o'clock. So picture this. I was beside my girlfriend. We just having a normal chat. So when that message came through, my head was discombobulated. I was like, what? This can't be true. What do you mean? We were laughing. Like, it was one of the people that, he was laughing. Like, any joke I make, he was laughing. Do you know people that, they make you feel on top of the world? They make you feel very, very important. And then you find out that he died. I'm like, no, I saw him last week. We were on the boats together. We were going around together. I was like, nah. And then obviously, as time went on, my girlfriend knew something was wrong with me. Because I'm the very, you know, happy-go-lucky. And I was trying to keep the mood because she was in such a good mood. I don't want to affect her mood. So I was trying to be normal, but I couldn't be. So I was saying things, but my body language was different. I'm sure you guys as well, when things happen, you're like, you can't help what you're doing. You're just frozen. I think those are the kind of things that changed my life, make me realize, like, look, this life, just live a good life. Live a good life. You know, because one day you're gonna be gone. You wanna leave legacies. People gonna look at, oh wow, when he was here, it did this, it did that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, sorry to say my own story. I'm really sorry about that, but that came back to me. But yeah, let me know, where were you guys? Because it was only 40-something thousand people that was watching I was gonna say NBA game, the baseball game. Actually, I need to check out some baseball. I haven't really reacted to any baseball stuff. But yeah, let's continue.
Once the word started to leak out, we were told to find people sharing cell phone information with people beside them, find people that were excited, jumping up and down. That night, it was pretty easy to find good shots.
That's when I decided to pull out my phone. It just kind of struck me as this is like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of moment.
There's no place in the world right now where there are more Americans gathered than in that ballpark. And they were all experiencing this rush of emotion simultaneously and spontaneously. The players, of course, had no idea what was going on.
Very rarely do you hear USA chants break out, you know, out of nowhere. So it's kind of just a bit of a state of confusion, then you get locked in for your bag.
And I'm thinking, what national team's playing and who are they playing and who they beat?
Was there a soccer game going on? I thought maybe there was a hockey game going on. I was confused, and it kind of took me off of what I was doing.
Just missed outside of the knees. And a base runner for the Mets here in the 9th inning in a 1-1 tie. Wright is running and steals it. Let's go down to field level with Wendy Nix. Wendy?
Well, Dan, you're exactly right. As word begins to filter through the ballpark about Osama bin Laden, the players, at least in the Phillies dugout, are clearly unaware. They don't have the same devices that we have. I was directly adjacent to the Phillies dugout. They're looking at me, you know, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at their manager. And the obvious question, do you know what's going on?
And here comes the USA chant again.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And you're in the out, but you're in the in. You're a part of it, but part of what?
Jason Bay is going to be the batter.
I got no idea what's going on, and I'm Canadian, you know, and I'm thinking, I've been called a lot of things, especially in Philly, but you know, the USA thing, they're trying to get under my skin.
2 on, 2 out. Bay the batter, tied at 1 in the 9th inning. In the air to center field. Inning over.
Everybody's coming into the dugout, and we're all kind of looking at each other, and obviously the chants are still going, and we're sitting there going, okay, what's happened here? And the trainer kind of breaks the news to all of us.
That's kind of how it spreads, is by that word of mouth. Obviously, no question, the baseball game becomes secondary to, the news and the president, addressing the country, a few minutes after that.
The White House has just announced that the president will address the nation about 1 minute from now.
Sorry, I remember so well. I remember every news as a kid. I kept saying this. I just kept saying this. I kept seeing Obama walking up. I remember like, what's going on? What's going on? Everyone kept, it's that clip that everyone just kept playing back. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it was such a speech that on BBC News, ITV News, any news in the UK, it just kept getting replayed. Now it makes a lot of sense to me. Back then, I'm like, what is he saying that's so important? Now it makes, obviously not now, but like, as years went by, like, oh, makes sense.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. What we remembered right away was the chants that we started hearing outside the White House. And, my working assumption is that if people had gathered that quickly outside of the White House, chanting USA, USA, that across the country, the same thing was taking place.
And that's a strike away from victory. Got him. The breaking ball to get him Mayberry, and finally the New York Mets hang on to beat the Phillies 2-1 tonight.
Here we are, a team from New York, a team from Philadelphia, rivals, playing one another, trying to knock each other's teeth out, but the game isn't that significant anymore.
It's weird, just being able to high five and hug Phillies fans and have that common ground. Fans you're supposed to be enemies with. All of a sudden, it became a moment of celebration, a moment of pride.
For one night, it wasn't Philadelphia, New York, it was the United States of America coming together. That's something special.
I say that to people every time. I say, look, sport is just something we enjoy. Like, obviously, as you grow older, you start thinking sport is life, everything. But family, for me, family, and that's family right there. Because there's different kind of family. It could be your brother, your sister, people who come from the same country. That's family, people coming together. Like, some people don't realize this until when it's later on in life. It's the little things that we see our parents doing. My mom, doing night shift upon night shift upon night shift upon night shift. If she feels that I might be a little bit sick, she calls in sick. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what our boss thinks. If my mom thinks any of me and my siblings are sick, she's called. Why? Because she cares about family. Little things like that. I feel like a lot of just the way we see life today. It's I don't want to say it's most people, but like people don't care like they used to anymore. A lot of people don't care like they used to anymore. No, see the way people treat elders. You see videos of people punching people that are older than them. People talking. I'm like, bro, like even if you're not my mom or my dad, as long as you're older than me, I'll give you that respect. I will give you that. Like, you could be in your 60s, 70s. If you slap me or punch me, I'm the kind of person that I'm like, you must be going through something. I'm the kind of person that if someone punch me or slap me, I'm more like, there has to be a reason why you're doing this. You're not doing it because you're hurt, because you want to try to hurt me. You're hurting inside. Sometimes people portray what they're going through and push down to other people. But we don't get that anymore, Just flashing back to 2011, that was 14 years ago. Oh, what a time. It was the year before I went to university. What a time. Now, it's everyone for their own. That's what it looks like to me anyway. It's everyone for their own. There's barely any togetherness, But it's good to have videos like this just to see, it was just seeing two fans that hate each other and they come together. That's what that matters. Who cares about what team won? See, no one even knows. See, That's the last thing. Who cares about who won that night? America won. That's it. That's it. America won. Who cares? Who cares? Sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm really enjoying this journey. Again, I would love to go to all these places. Someone said to me, go to... Where's the place where the memorial is? No, it's in New York, isn't it? There's a big memorial, I think. I've seen pictures of it. It's like a fountain. My girlfriend sent pictures when she went to New York. When was it last year? She went to New York. I'm so jealous. She's been to America twice now. I'm very jealous. But yeah, let me know places you guys want me to go to or any videos you guys want to react to. And I'll react to it. See you guys very soon. And stay together as a family. Okay? We're one. See you soon. Bye-bye.